Definitely. So speaking of developing those skills and making sure that we develop those profiles over our undergraduate careers, but beyond as well, we've got two wonderful examples and ambassadors of the university to join us now, both just incredible in their ability to communicate and share what they're doing, but also to champion the importance of building your career beyond the course itself. So welcome to Adi and Nadia. Great to see you both here.
Hello, great to be here as well.
Hello.
So maybe Adi and Nadia, starting with Adi, if you tell us a bit about who you are and what you do at the university, maybe what you're studying.
Let's start from the last bit. I finished my degree 2 years ago. I did mechanical engineering. I am an officer at the student union. I'm the officer for our school, science, engineering, and environment. Usually people get elected. I got elected, by the way, for my position. I'm gonna speak a bit more about that later. People get elected in between the degrees. So if you're interested, you can run for an election in your second year, take a gap year, get paid full time to do what I've been doing for the last 2 years, and then finish a degree. But I got elected in my final year. So yeah, I finished my degree in mechanical engineering. And I pretty much work for students and go to university meetings to make sure that student needs are met.
Brilliant. And we've also got Nadia here. So Nadia is one of our students on the Biomedical Sciences programme, but perhaps Nadia, you could tell us a little bit more about what you've been doing and what you're going to be doing over the next year or so.
Yeah, so I've just finished my second year of Biomedical Sciences. I've spent the last year being a big part of the Biomedicine Society, leading all these different projects. And over the summer, I'm off to the University of Cambridge to do an internship. And after that, I'm going to be doing a placement year in Manchester.
Brilliant. So
very much looking forward to it.
Yeah. Sorry, Nadia. Yeah, I mean, Nadia has done some fantastic stuff, including launch the magazine. So this is the Bioscientist magazine, which she has been the co-editor-in-chief. Hopefully I've got the title right. So it's a student-led magazine, some fantastic output from biomedicine. Now, the reason we're really keen to have both Adi and Nadia here today is because obviously when you come to university, the most important thing is to do really well on your degree, but obviously networking and building your CV with a broad range of extracurricular activities that support and help you build transferable skills is really important. So Nadia, you are a very good example of doing that sort of thing. And I know that you have an awful lot of information about what might be available through the summer. So perhaps you could kick off with telling us a bit about the sorts of extracurricular activities you did and the skills that you may have developed over the last year, and tell us a bit about how that might have helped you get to where you're going over the summer and beyond.
For me, I think the most active, the most important part of my CV has been the Bioscientist magazine and the skills I got from that, the research and the writing, the editing, and also just the teamwork that comes from it. I've learned so much from that project, and I think that's what really shone through my CV, and it's been so helpful in all of my interviews and my applications for both my summer internship and my industrial placement year. And so yeah, and that's actually happening now. There's going to be a new issue 3 is coming out at the end of the summer, so the planning is very much starting within the next couple of weeks. So do get in touch, anyone who's watching. We're always looking for writers and researchers, interviewers, people who just want to get involved, who have something to say and they want to share it. And so yeah, we're expecting this next issue to be bigger and better, to be even stronger than the last one. So yeah, that's definitely been the biggest part of my CV so far. Beyond that, within the society, obviously we've had the BioArt Club helping, bringing students on board for that. I think we mentioned before. Passion Flash has been a big part of my CV too. The presentation skills, the communication skills, trying to be creative with different media, and to send a message across, which, like we've said, like I heard before, is really valuable. In sort of selling yourself to an employer. And yeah, there's just so much going on that students can get involved with. I think we're good like that in the Biomedicine Society. So
how can they get involved before we move on to Adi? Yes. How can they?
On the Students' Union website, Salford Students' Union, you can sort of just search for the Biomedicine Society, and you know, get registered there, or you can just tweet me or anyone else. We're quite active on Twitter, the Biomedicine Society, and they can send you exact links on where to get involved. Beyond that, most of our work happens on the Microsoft Teams site. That's where we all sort of keep in touch with all the different projects that we have going on. And all updates are firstly posted on there. So yeah, that's where we work together.
So we've got a question for you, Nadia, in the chat from Kate, and asking about whether there are opportunities for other students to write one-off pieces for the magazine, and how can they get involved?
Absolutely, we're always looking for people to write things for us. So what I'd say is on the Bioscientist magazine website, which I believe was posted just a couple of minutes ago, there's a part there where there's a little form there where we ask for contributions and people who are interested in contributing. If you have a specific idea of what kind of thing you're interested in writing for us, or you know what any specific research that you've read, or any career pathway that you're interested in, you might be in contact with someone who's involved in a certain profession, and you want to maybe interview them and share their advice with other students. Whatever it is, just leave your contact details in that form and leave a short description of what it is that you're interested in writing for us. And one-off pieces are great. There are also lots of recurring roles with the other issues as well. We're very much open, we're very much flexible with the way that the team works. Obviously, we know that it's a big commitment, it's a lot of work. So we're open to what students are. We're always open to what students are willing to do, what time people are willing to put in. So definitely lots of opportunities.
Nadia, all the stuff that you've just described sounds absolutely amazing. So it's great that there's all these opportunities for students to get involved. Can I ask you how that has helped you? So you've got your placement successfully, and were the employers quite interested in this work that you've done?
Absolutely. With my Cambridge interview, the internship that I'm doing over at the University of Cambridge over summer, the interviewer said, "I just read your magazine," just at the end of the interview, and said, "I really enjoyed this specific piece," and that was really helpful in because it made me feel as though I'd definitely sort of driven the point home. Because it's one thing to say, like, I have this skill and I have that skill, but when you have a solid proof of what you've done, this final product, to be able to show to an employer and put all of your proof in one place and say, this is the evidence for why I think I'm the best candidate and why I'll be going to be best for the role. It just does something. It just takes you sort of to the next level that I think not having that probably wouldn't get you there.
I think, Nadia, if I may say also, this was not an easy place for you to secure. So just remind me how many people were interviewed. That doesn't mean the number of people that applied. So it was about...
I think it was about 300 and something, just under 400, I think. Out of which I think 15 people over the country were selected.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
Yeah, big achievement.
Congratulations.
That's amazing. Well done.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Nadia. Ade, there's an awful lot going on over at the Students' Union, isn't there?
Yeah, there is indeed. I must commend Nadia, though. Top 15 in the UK. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It shows how far you can go when you begin to put activities in your CV. I, as a student myself, I will confess I was the one to go to the library, to the class, and back home. I did not get the picture of what university was supposed to be like. I wish I had a meeting like this and events like this to go to. The SU has quite a lot of activities. So like Nadia, you can be part of societies, and the two ways to get involved in the society: you can be a member and go to events and LPN there, or you can be a community member, which is what I believe Nadia is, and get actively involved in a lot of things that is being done. That quite a lot of societies for you to get involved in, depending on what you're interested in. And as well, if you feel like I'm interested in something and it's not on the website, you can actually start society yourself. And how about putting that on your CV that you started society at Suffolk University and you're doing great things in that area. You can also be a course reps or a school rep. This is something that is quite related to my role. So as a course rep or a school rep, you speak to your students and help solve their problems and work with your lecturers and your program leaders to make sure that the voices of your students are heard. The last one, I guess, is being an officer like myself. So I've taken a year out of, well, I didn't take a year out, like I said. I've taken a year out of my life to work at the student union, and I've had a chance to meet with the VC and the Pro Vice Chancellor and the Dean of Students and work with different members of the university across board. It's been a great experience for me over the last year or two, and that's fantastic. However, that's a lot to say in terms of what you can do throughout the year. What I want to focus on in this short time I have is what you can do for summer. And which is what I believe my time here is about, and which is to volunteer. So what we've done at the SU is that we've gone and looked for the best volunteering opportunities possible and organized it on our website based on your interest. I'll share the link in a minute. Oh, I just lost that. That's fantastic.
Just whilst you're finding that, Addy, maybe I could just chip in there.
Yes,
now,
please.
Volunteering is absolutely invaluable to a whole host of different career options. Now, if we look at it from a bioscience or any sort of biomedicine perspective, students who have got volunteering experience on their CV, they can demonstrate empathy, which is really important for a whole host of different career options. It shows that you've got team working skills, that you're willing to work in addition or above and beyond for the greater good. So that's really, really important. So lots of our students I know are working towards becoming biomedical scientists, physician associates. They might want to do postgraduate medicine, genetic counselling, a whole host of different things and topics that we're covering through the event. They might want to go into teaching. Again, if you've volunteered for something in the local community, it really shows that you've got those sorts of characteristics that potential employers are looking for. I don't know if you agree, Paula.
Yeah, and I think one of the main things that you can really gain as well from this experience, obviously what Nadia and Adi are both referring to, there's a whole host of activities that you can get involved in. But what that will also give you is when you're coming up to the point of applying for placements, internships, graduate positions, whatever it is you're going for, there's going to be an interview process that comes with that. And what students often find when we do mock interviews is that they struggle with examples to draw on. And obviously they've developed so many skills through their experience of the degrees, but actually all these extracurricular things that Ade and Nadia are referring to, those are real examples that you can draw on, so you can use them and talk about them in your interviews. And I think it's really important to get a wide range of those, because actually it backs up you, like you said, Nadia, with your skills that you've got, you can actually give them that evidence to be able to show it there. Sorry, Ade, do you want to go back?
Yes, just going off what you've said, and this is something we are aware of at the SU. So what we do is, first of all, you can pick based on your interest. So on the right hand of your screen, you can see areas of interest, and also you can see interested activities, and you can select it and see if there's an opportunity based on your area of interest. What we then do, I think there are 3 steps for us to volunteer at the SU. You sign up, so you register on the website and all of that good stuff. You step up, you pick a volunteer opportunities that you want to do that is in your area of interest and you believe would develop a particular skills you need to get better at. And lastly, you step up, you skill up. So sign up, step up, skill up. And the last one is what I'll share as well. What we then do is give you awards for either being a good communicator or being a good problem solver. And the way we do this is you watch a short video on LinkedIn Learning and you use that to get your bronze award. But then to get your silver award, you have to then reflect and say, I went to volunteer at this organization. how did I improve my communicative skills? And then in that moment of reflection, you get better at speaking about what you did in your interview or put it in your CV. And then we give you the silver award. And that's the process of volunteering at SU. So you sign up, you step up, and then you skill up.
I love it. I love the fact that it's certificated as well. So so definitely we I think students can massively benefit if you can say that you've got a certificate of achievement from the Students' Union because you've followed a certain training protocol. I think that's going to be really useful. So I'll certainly be encouraging our students to get more and more involved with that, Ade.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's incredible. And I must admit, I feel really proud that we have you guys making such a great job to bring these opportunities to students. Whenever I have my first seminars with level 4 sort of first year undergraduates, I say to them, make sure that you don't graduate with just your degree. Make sure you've got all these other things that you're talking about. And I think the main reason for that is not just about CV building, it's about personal development. And I think unless you sort of broaden that scope of what things are around you and what you can get involved with, you really miss out on a big part of it. So thank you, Ade, for sharing that. And Nadia, it's wonderful to hear your journey and where you're going next. It's so exciting and wonderful that we've been able to be a part of that and enjoy your success and wonderful to have you here. So Sarah, Paul, I'm not sure if there's anything else you want to add into that, but otherwise we'll move on.
No, just to say thank you both for joining us and sharing that information.
Thank you for having me. This is such great work. I wish I had this as a student. So thank you very much for doing this.
Thanks a lot. And great. Thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing how your careers develop. Take care.
You take care.
Bye.